Okay. Everybody, good day. I come back with a little short video, give some insight on the SS-5. Okay. I just wanted to touch up on when you change your status, what your actual SS-5 need to be filled out. A lady I came across, I wanted to make this video so everybody have an understanding why we do what we do with the SS-5, and also the difference in when you go in and try to reapply for a new Social Security card, okay, which is using the SS-5 again. So we're going to start off by looking at something. I'm not going to read the whole instructions. I'm basically going to just give you a little small part. You can go check the instructions out and read it yourself and understand. But I just, when I read over it, and you should always read the instructions anytime you're dealing with these people, any applications or so-called contracts, we call it. So what I wanted to show you guys is that, okay, the two most important things is who can fill out, one of the things, who can fill out a Social Security card application. Okay, first of all, it can be an application. The application you fill out for which is the SS-5. Okay, it's two people. It's one, yourself, which, that's what we're not trying to do as a private citizen, okay, or becoming a private citizen. And two would be the person is signing on behalf of the all caps, okay? So I'm going to try to make this thing easy for everybody to understand, because that's my goal when I do present something, when I'm trying to mentor someone. So we're going to jump right into this, okay? So what we have here is the change of information of Social Security record, right? You see that? They have it in the application. So I'm going to read all this, but I'm going to point out one thing that people may have missed or may miss when they read the instructions. So when I read the instructions, like I said before, I always kind of comprehend what they're saying in their definitions or in their paragraphs or whatever you want to say at the time of reading. Okay, so let's go over the change of information of your Social Security record, right? It's in the application. So if anybody ever tell you how to write to change anything, they say it in so many words in their information, okay? Their instructions. That's even when you read definitions. They put words in there that you must understand what they're doing. The average U.S. citizen won't. Can't comprehend it very well because they're used to doing something else. Okay, but in our case, okay, I'm going to read this paragraph, but it's just one thing I want to point out in the paragraph that you must pay attention to. And I think everybody would catch on once I show them this, okay? So changing information on the Social Security record, okay? All right. So what's happening is that's what we're actually doing when we're changing status, right? So they have it in their instructions. So anybody that states that you can't change, you're not allowed to change your status, yes, you can. It says right here, change information for the Social Security record, okay? Now, you may say, well, now that don't mean that. Yeah, it does. They just telling you in your own way because you're only looking at it in one way because you're used to doing it in one way, which is just as a U.S. citizen. So to change your information on your Social Security number record, right, you must provide documents to prove your identity, support the requested change. Okay, and we're going to go over this part right here and establish the reason for the change. Okay, see, they're saying this right here in the paragraph. For example, you may provide a birth certificate to show your correct date of birth, a document supporting a name. Let's back up for a second. I know y'all said, why he keeps stopping? Because I love this. See, they put, I'm going to go back to what I read first, and then I'm going to go back here. It says, for example, you may provide a birth certificate to show your correct date of birth, right? This is just to throw you off. But you see, you're reading it, but they got to throw their 2 cents in to throw you off a little bit, right? So this is what you're used to. You may provide a birth certificate to show your correct date of birth. Okay, yeah, of course, but we're going to play that game with you, right? But that's not going to affect anything. So I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. A document supporting a name change must be recent and identify you by both your old and new name. And that don't apply to you. And then I'm going to answer this. Well, I'm going to stop right here. Let's stop right here. So because I had this question before. What if I change my name? Believe me, when you change your name, just show them what you have, right? To change your name. They're saying it right here. They want to see that. So when you go in there and when you change your status, right? No, people, we do not go into the Social Security Administration office to change our status. So know that now. Okay. So what you're doing is you're going to give them, if you have got married or if you turned your name into a L or Bay, okay, and everything is changed on your Social Security, your birth certificate and everything, you can just provide those. They really know who you are by your birth name, actually, because you're going to put you're going to have that birth name on your SS-5 anyway. So you can just pretty much just take those documents. You don't have to go into a big old thing about, or be nervous about doing this, because you just give them the name you have now. And then, you turn it. What you do is you give them the information with your name on it that you have now. And then, they know who you are by looking you up by your birth name. OK, they already know that. So if the name change event occurred over 2 years ago, or if the name change document does not have enough information to prove your identity, you must also provide documents to prove your identity in your prior name. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay to do that. Okay, don't think, but that's why I'm trying to get y'all on. Just give them what you have. I'm speaking to the ones that's like going in and getting their new Social Security card, right? But you change your status. You have to already change your status. Okay, and I'm gonna say this. Again, you do not go to the Social Security Administration office to change your status. That's done with the DOS through mail. They change your status after you send them notice of the change, okay? But you have to have all your stuff in order too. Now, I'm just talking just in case you misplace your Social Security card and you want to get another one as a private citizen. And I'm going to explain that in a minute, how to do that, right? So to prove your U.S. citizenship or current lawful and work authorized status, okay, see page 2 for an explanation of acceptable document, and you can go read that if you want. But I'm really going to stay on topic and just point to these 2 things that I want to point out, and this is just one of them, okay, within this paragraph. Notice right here it says, i.e., a name or citizenship change, right? You see, there it is right there. Citizenship change means what? Changing your status. It means changing your status. It said, what's this say? Change information on your Social Security record, right? What we doing when we notify them of our status change? We're telling them to change the information on the record. Okay, exactly what we're doing. So to change the information on your Social Security number record, it's right here. A name or citizenship change or corrected date of birth. You must provide documents of your identity supporting the requested change. Okay, this is just telling you, we're going to ignore all the rest of this. But this is, you can change your status on your Social Security record. It says right here. Citizenship change. Citizenship change. Okay, it says it right here. So with that being said, you have the right to change your status on a Social Security number record. Okay, change information on your Social Security record. You can change your status. It says right here, citizenship change. Everything else is just, directions of what you need to have. You still would do the same thing if you're going to replace a Social Security card. Let's make that clear. Okay. Now let's go to the next thing that I wanted to show you guys before I get deep into it. Let me find it real quick. Okay, so let me scroll on down. I'm going to read it, but again, it's just one part of the paragraph I want you to understand and catch. Okay. Now, this is the thing that many of us might get a little confused about when we're actually changing our status, right? Or going in to represent ourselves. And this is through experience, I can tell you this. Okay, and I'm going to give you that story again after I read this. 17, who can sign the application? And I'm going to show you that in a minute. It says, who can sign the application? We might get a little nervous. Well, I didn't change my status. I'm going in there. They question me. They doing this. They give me all this runaround and this and that. Well, they supposed to give you the runaround and play with you because they don't want you doing what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to point it out as soon as I'm going to read the whole paragraph. But there's one thing in here that's going to be the main subject of this paragraph that you have to catch. Okay. Who can sign the application? If you are 18 or older and are physically and mentally capable of reading and completing the application, you must sign in item 17. And we'll go over that when we look over there. So if you are under age 18, you may either sign yourself or a parent or a legal guardian may sign for you. Okay. If you are over 18 and cannot sign or on your own behalf, that's a piece right there. Behalf. You can sign on behalf of someone else. Naming the all caps. They telling you in the instruction, you can do that. So there's no way in hell that you will be breaking the law. They're telling you here on your own behalf, whether it's on your own behalf. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited, guys, to be mentoring you guys on this stuff. So a legal guardian, parent, or close relative may generally sign for you. Okay. If you cannot sign your name, you should sign with a X mark and have two people sign as witnesses in the space beside the mark. Please do not alter your signature by including additional information on the signature line, as this may invalidate your application. Now, this is what I want to state for everybody. I always want to throw statutes and codes out there. This is why they do what they do right here. Please do not alter. This is what I wanted to show you. Please do not alter your signature by including additional information on the signature line, meaning statutes and codes. Guys, when we try to, I don't know who was teaching that, stop putting the statutes and codes, because this is what they're going to do to you. Invalidate your application. Okay. So I'm going to go back up here. It says that you can sign on behalf of someone else. It says, okay. I'm not going back to where I messed up that, where I say you sign on your own behalf. Well, you cannot. That's true. Let me say, if you are over age 18 and cannot sign on your own behalf, okay, a legal guardian, parent, or close relative may generally sign for you. It don't stop there. They just throwing you off right there. It doesn't start. It doesn't stop right here. Legal guardian. So if you want to say anything, you're a legal guardian of the all caps. If you want to say it, common sense. You're a legal guardian, which is the agent sole beneficiary of the all caps. Okay. But that's why we put that on the application. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So you can sign on behalf. That's the reason why I brought these two things up, because it's my experience and what I did. These are the two things that's more. You can read all the rest of the instructions if you want, but I'm pointing out two main things that we do on the SS-5. We're signing on behalf of somebody. That's why I say who can sign. It says it. So you can sign for the all caps. You don't have to have the social security number to sign for somebody else too, as well. When you sign for somebody, you just have to have the correct information of that person that you're signing for, which is the all caps, right? You must have the all caps information correctly, but you are signing on behalf of that, which you're the sole beneficiary and agent of record doing it as such. And that person does not have to have any documents or anything like that to do it. So through my experience, what I did was I went in. I know I told the story before, but if you ain't never heard it, I actually misplaced my social security card. When I misplaced my social security card, I went in, I filled out the application and as such. Okay. And I'm going to show you the difference. So let's go there before I get the story. Okay. This is my actual people. This is my actual application. I'm not going to never show you nothing that I haven't did. Okay. So this is my actual application. Okay. So what we got here is the SS-5. It says right here at the top, SS-5. Okay. This is my all caps, right? First, we want to fit. This is so what we're going to start off with. Okay. This is going to be the exact way you fill out when you're changing your status. Okay. People make it seem all long drawn out. It's not that hard, guys and ladies. It is not that hard to become a private citizen. But again, in my course, you will learn this. I'm just giving you a little bit. So this is going to be part of your declaration of status. This is not sent separate from your declaration of status. It goes with it. We make it easy. Well, I make it easy for you. So my mentor, and the reason why I say we. So anyway, okay, so box one, we're going to have, my all caps name. Then here we have NA. Okay. And then I'm going to go through this slightly and you can follow. It's simple. We don't have to be dragging this out. Okay. So two, what I do, when you fill it out, you're going to put your XXX and then your last four. They know who you are. They know who you are. This is the part. See, it's two different ways. Okay. And then I go back over the right way. Okay. So this is the way when you're changing your status and letting them know who you are. So, and they understand. So I'm going to show you two main and important parts in this application that must be done when you're changing your status. Okay. So when you're changing your status, I'll see on here on 3, you're going to, birth the place where I was born, Fort Worth, Texas, okay. And now we come to the most important part. See where it says 4, right? Date of birth. This is not my real date of birth. You can say, well, why do you don't put your real date of birth there? Because this is a reference to when this all caps was born. Now, you're not out of pocket by saying, what are you telling them? And this is what I mean by the codes. And they know better. They know what's up. And they understand the codes. Only the top dogs know. Okay. So when you say date of birth here, when was this all caps actually born? You say, well, I was born on my birthday. It's my birthday. No, people. The all caps is not you, right? All caps not you. So why would you say this all caps was born on a certain day? Now you might get confused later, but I'm going to show you why you're going to be confused. Okay. So the all caps, I'm going to explain this simple. I like to break it down so you can understand why this is being done. So this all caps, right, was born on the filing date. So you're saying you're reference to date of birth of this all caps. Right? When you're changing your status, this is not you. But so when was that date of birth? So when was that all caps born? It was born on your birth certificate filing date. When they filed you away, that's when you became an all caps entity. Okay, so that goes here. Birth certificate filing date is when this all caps was born. Okay, so know that. Then simple. It's just as simple. You go ahead, you put U.S. citizen here. Some people may say, "Oh no, you supposed to put other." No, you put it regular. Okay, and because that is you want to know why? Because the all caps is the U.S. citizen. You're not the U.S. citizen. see how it is. So a person will argue me that, you don't supposed to put that, you supposed to put this. But see, you was taught wrong. Whoever's thinking that, you was taught wrong. We reference to the all caps. We not referencing to you is the natural person. We're referencing to the U.S. citizen. This all caps is the U.S. citizen. Okay, and it was born on your filing date. They created that. When you do this, they see the code. They see what you're saying to them. The all caps was born on the filing date because that's what y'all created. I didn't create that. And that was considered a U.S. citizen. Yes. Right. And that person was in Fort Worth filed. Right. In the state of Texas. Place of birth was Fort Worth. The all caps was. You say, well, you put that. That's contrary. Trust me, you got to put everything down that they putting down. Because this is what they created. The thing that's going to tell them something is this. Oh, I see what he's saying. And then I'm going to show you the next thing to what they know what you're saying. This is what I mean by codes. Right? I call it that. I don't care what nobody else call it. I call it codes. When you're sending a message, right? This is the message you're sending. Okay, all caps. Okay, I'm signing on behalf of the all caps that I have taken control of, right? I took control of, and it was born on the filing date. You guys, that is not me. I'm letting you know that's not me. That's y'all entity. And yes, it was considered a U.S. citizen. Yes. Okay. I'm making it simple as possible for you guys. Okay. So ethnicity, you don't put nothing. Now I'm going to tell you what you don't see. It says here, your response is voluntary. So you're not going to be penalized for not putting it. So don't make them say, oh, you got to put something. No, it says right here, your response is voluntary. And this is where we get ourselves in trouble. We always want to put down stuff voluntary. And that's what turns you into this, the U.S. citizen. So 7, you don't put nothing there either. I don't care who you are. This is just a label. And it says it again. Your response is voluntary. When you're changing your status, you don't do 6 and 7, people. Do not put that there. 6, you don't put nothing there because the artificial, that's an artificial person. There's who is that? That's an entity that's not male or female. That's another label. Okay? That's where we're playing their game. So what we're doing is just telling them. Okay? So then you come down, you reference it to who your parents are, right? Who your parents are in 9 and 10. And then they don't have a social security number. It's unknown because that parent that y'all got it from, they don't have a social security number. Y'all, first of all, the all caps don't have a parent, but you're referencing to what they're referencing to. So you said they're unknown too. They don't have a social. I'm making it simple. So again, y'all won't get confused and say, well, you putting down parents. Again, this is referencing to what they have, what they created. So you reference to who the parents were considered as, right? And we're telling them it's unknown of the social. We don't know the social because I don't know this all caps. I don't know this all caps entity parents, which is, we know it's the U.S. But we're just reference to who they said that because you want them to see who you are in the system to change the system. OK, that's what you're telling them in this code. Right. It's the code to me. So 11, has the person listed in one or anyone acting on his or her behalf ever filed for for or received a social security number card before? Yes, this person that you created have had a social security card before. So you can answer that yes. Okay. So then right here, because there again, you're referencing that, look in your system. Yes, you have gave a social security number to this entity. Okay, to that entity. So coming back down, 12 names shown on the most recent social security card issued for the person enlisted in 1. Okay, that's 1 right there, right there. Okay, it's the same name. See, the same entity that they created. It's the same. Okay, so you come down. Here we go. Now enter any different date of birth if used on an earlier application for a card. Here's the second part. We actually have 3, but here's the second one. Now you put your birth date here. See, enter any different date of birth if used on an earlier application. We putting our real birthday here because we're saying, okay, the birthday we talking about is different from the entity's birthday, which is my birthday, my true birthday, my natural person's birthday, where I was actually born, not when you were filed and created your entity. See, a person can get confused about that, but that's true. When was this entity born? When you filed the birth certificate. It's right here. When you filed the birth certificate, that's when the entity was born. The lowercase name was born on this day, the natural person. That's the artificial person that you created. All caps. Okay. So coming down, back down. So now y'all, I hope you guys are understanding, ladies, are understanding what I'm getting here. So okay, then I put today's date right there. Let's put the date, and then and see, this is recent because I had I really went and filed everything. So I wanted to have this done too. You know, when I filed my DOS again, and I made sure I did everything correctly that I was supposed to be doing. So I did everything correctly, and I'll give you the story in a minute. So daytime phone number 972. You know, that's an old phone number I had. Okay, so it says right here the mailing address. Now, my mailing address was in care of this address, right? Which is the all caps address, right? This is my trust estate address. So if you have a P.O. box or another address you want to use, you put that address here. Okay. You put this address here. You want to kind of separate this entity with another address. Now, will it hurt you? No, it won't. It won't hurt you if you was using the same address, but I wanted to separate it for the trust sake of it. Okay. So now here we go. Okay. I declare under penalty and perjury that I have examined all information on this form and on any accompanying statement or form, and it is true and correct to be best of my knowledge. Okay, so you're not lying on this application. They know you're not lying on this application or / contract, right? But it's not really a contract to us the way we're doing it. I just say contracts because that's labeled. All applications is labeled as a contract. Okay, so we don't get confused. So right here, you may say, what is that? Well, that's what I've been saying all along. This is determining who you are, really. We don't no longer sign like your regular signature. You see, it says by, colon, A Stone, comma, agent, right? That's how you're supposed to sign all government documents. Right. For now, once you're a private citizen, but actually you will sign this one time for the declaration status because this is going in the declaration status. So you're going to sign it as this, right? Because they're going to take this signature. Remember, all contracts has a signature, right? So they're going to take this signature and put it in a system like, oh, this is. So when you start signing like this, you got it everywhere. And there is no dispute. There is no, oh, you do no, this is you making this up. No, 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 no. You got it in your system that I signed it like this. So remember, they got the contract with your signature already on it. When you change your status, they take this and look, say, oh, okay. And then right here, this is the problem. And I'm going to give you the spiel on it. 18, your relationship to the person in item 1. Didn't I just say you can sign on behalf? Why do you have, and I'm for to talk about it, why do you have these different choices right here? Why do you have these different choices right here? Now for to give my spiel after I talk about this. Over here, you put other, right? You see I got other here. Beneficiary and agent of record. Beneficiary and agent of record. That's who you are. You're the person signing on behalf of the all caps. Okay? You're signing on behalf of the all caps. Now for to get my story of this box 18. Okay, now I'm gonna go back over this application again. Okay. So I can show you what I mean about the two situations. Okay, I'm gonna get a story first about what happened to me. So when I went inside, okay, I filled out my application just like this, right? I really filled it out, even though I already filled it out before. And this is what I've learned. And everything was still okay at the end of the day. So I actually had this application just like this in my hand when I went to the Social Security Administration. Okay, so let me say this first. I know y'all keep stopping myself, but I have to make sure I'm clear so everybody understands. This is what you do when you fill out your DOS and send it to the all 16 parties. I'm gonna say that. You have 16 parties that you put on notice and you send this along with your DOS inside your DOS. Okay, let's get that straight. You only notice what I'm talking about if you're taking my course. I just wanted to do this to help a friend, a lady friend of mine to know where she made her mistake and how this really works. So you fill this out like this. And of course, in my course, you will see it. Okay. And I'll explain it in that 7-hour class. Okay. So this is what you do when you changing your status, period. So I'm giving you a little spiel on your course. If anybody's trying to take the course, this is how you're going to be filling it out, period. Now I'm giving you a piece. Now, how many people does that? How many mentors do that? Yeah, some mentors do it, but how many does though? Because they want you to just wait and get it. So, but I'm going to give you a little piece of my courses sometime. Okay. So I can keep you knowing what's real and keeping it honest with you. So you'll know what you're kind of getting when you're dealing with the course. Okay. So going back to this. Okay. This is what you're going to be using. Excuse my phone ringing, everyone. I don't edit my videos. I just go with it because this is real. Okay, so, but anyway, let me get on. So, it'll cut off in a minute. So you have these choices here, okay? You wonder why we have these choices here. Do not ever let them dictate what your choices is, because now, everything's voluntary right up there, right? But down here, when you get serious and you do this right here and they see it, that's a code. They know what that is. They see this signature. They see this right here. They know you sign on behalf. Again, you don't have to have a Social Security number to be signed on behalf of somebody else. And the reason why I know this is because when you go inside and you go to the kiosk, right, to get your number, because this story is about me misplacing my Social Security card. And this is why I'm showing this and for the show to go back over it again. Okay, so what happened is that I misplaced my Social Security card. I went in and said, hey, get another Social Security card. So when I went and got my Social Security card, okay, I went to the kiosk and, to get my number, it asked the questions, who I am and stuff like that. You should answer that question also in the kiosk, but it's nothing big. I don't remember everything that was in the kiosk, but it's kind of like this, what's your name? What's your address? Are you signing? These are the two things I do remember. That's the reason why I'm mentioning it, because I'm actually, getting the social security card. I say, well, it asks, well, hey, are you signing on behalf of the person getting the social security card? I say yes. And then it says, do you have a social security number? I say no, because you don't have a social security number. You're a sole beneficiary. We're private citizens. We don't have, I was already a private citizen though when I did this. So I'm letting you know, after you're a private citizen, you misplace your social security card, what you should be doing. Okay. So I'm giving you both sides. This is for you to change your status to become a private citizen. Okay. This application that I'm showing you here. Okay. And this goes in your DOS again. Okay. So the key here is this 18. So when I went up there and I sat down with her, I gave her my application. It was just like this. Matter of fact, I did it like this. Again, even though it's in my DOS, I didn't already became private. So when I went in there to replace my social security card, I took it just like this, the same way. But you're not going to do it the same way. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to give you this story now. So the lady grabbed this and she typed my name in. She said, oh, status change. I was like, yeah. And I didn't go any further than that. I just said, yeah. Because she's seen it already. That let me know. Again, those are the signs you look for when you're dealing with these people. They might put it out there. They might not. But don't assume everybody's gonna go through the same thing, because everybody's different. The person they deal with is gonna be different. This lady so happened about, status change, and the first thing I said was yes, and left it at that. I'm not gonna go on deep spills, none of that. No. So what happened was, she kept looking. She looked at my ID, because I did give her my driver license. You know what I'm saying? I just gave her my driver license and gave her the application and the birth certificate of the all caps, right? So she looked at everything. She looked it over. She looked at the screen again. She's like, huh? She said, well, I think you need to put self there. I'm like, why would I put self there? I say, are you looking at my application? What I said, that's who I am. She said, well, I've been doing this for a while. Yeah, I know who you are. I said, okay, well, why are you asking me to put self there? She couldn't answer it. So then what she did was she asked me, she said, well, is this you on the application? And what she did was pointed to the all caps name. She pointed her finger up here and said, is this you on the application? And I told her, no, that's what you're supposed to tell them. No. I am not the all. You have to catch these things. She's pointing at the all caps. Turned the application around and pointed. She said, is this you? I said, no, that's not me. She had my ID in her hand, my driving license, but my driving license also has this on it. My driving license also have this on it. You know what I'm saying? It also have this on it. So this is what happened. So she asked me 3 times and I kept telling her no. She went back and got a manager. The manager came back, to make this quick. The manager came back and he asked me the same question. Is this you? And then pointed at my driving license and pointed at my picture. Is this you? I said, yeah, that's me on the driver license. So this ain't you. He kept pointing to all caps name. And I say, so he said, this ain't you on this application. I say, no, that's not me on the application, man. Do you see my application? Are you looking at it? He said, yeah, I'm looking at it. So then when he looked at box 17 and 18, what did he do? First thing he said was, can you just put self right there? Just put self right there. I say, well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different options there. So why do I need to put self? I just told you who I was. I put other there and beneficiary and agent of record there. Do you see that? He said, yeah, I see that. But I think you need to put self. I said, why do I need to put self, sir? I'm signing on behalf of that all caps name. I didn't say all caps, but I said I'm signing on behalf of the name on the application. we are allowed to do that, right? And he just looked at me. He said, well, I guess if you don't want to put self there, I guess we have to deny your application. So what they did, they kept my application and they kept everything else, right? They made copies. They gave my driver's license back. So what they did, I'm going to show you what I caught with it. Now, you're supposed to have the originals, right? Documents, not copies. Originals, not copies. They took copies of my ID, my driving license, and my birth certificate and kept my application. Did they deny me? I'm not going to lie to you. They did deny me. You want to know why they denied me? Because they tried. What they did was they denied me because, not because of this, because that's how I knew I was right. They denied me because they had copies of my ID and my thing, and my birth certificate. I'm sorry, people, of my birth certificate. So when I got that back, I noticed that. I say, now in the letter, they just said, well, I need to send the originals. Now, mind you, I remember them making copies of my stuff and putting it in a stack and say, well, we'll get back to you at the address that you left on here, which was this address. So they sent me that back and they said, well, you know, in the cover letter, well, you need to send us back your application with your original documents. And the only problem, they sent a copy of my original application back. But what they did was they came right up here and highlighted this. They highlighted this. This was the problem, right? To them. But they know this the truth by my status of change, right? Because my status was changed. What they wanted, this is the change this is the only time you do this, people. This is why I'm saying this. You do the same application, right? You do the same application, just like what I'm showing you now. Do not change this. Do not change this. Because guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get the Social Security card. You leave this the same. The only thing changes is this. You go ahead and put your birth there. Go ahead. This is when you're trying to replace a Social Security card. When you're changing your status, you put your birth file here when you're changing your status and put your birth date down here. Let me find it. Your birthday goes here. But when you do the application, you have your birth date here and birth date here too. Okay, this is just to get your replacement. But when you change your status, your status is already changed. You see, you still leave this all the same. But the only thing you change when you replace your Social Security card is put your lower caps name, your natural person's real birthday here, and you leave it here. But when you're doing your status change, you put your filing date here. This is what you use to change your status. Okay, so y'all understand. If you go to replace a Social Security card, you're going to put your real birthday there. Okay, you're going to put your real birthday. This is my real birthday right here, down here at 12/12/1975. I put 12/12/1975 right here, and I put 12/12/1975 down here. But I still signed by agent such and such, beneficiary. This is just to get the card. Okay, your status is not going to change. You probably say, well, they might mess with my status. No, they won't, because you already did this part. You already did this part. You already changed your status. So they already know who you are. So when you sign on behalf of the all caps, you still put this here, because then they're respected and they understand, oh, you're just trying to replace the cards you have for the all caps because you're signing before that. So we know who you are. OK, but to get the card, you need to put that birthday to get the card for this dude here. To get the card. Right. This don't get you the card. This gets you to change your status, because this is when the entity was born. That's what gets you to change your status. But to get the physical card, you got to put the reference to the person, to what they're saying. Right. You get what I'm saying? So when you're doing this, you might say, well, no, you said the reference earlier was this, what you're doing now. No. Again, but reason why I put that in there and said what I said about the reference to is because That's what this application is saying. So they'll know what to look for, where to go look in the system to change the status. Now that might be clearer. They need to know where to look to change the status. See, but they know what this code means, that all caps was born on the birth certificate day. They know that. They not stupid. Okay. So when you come down and you put other beneficiary and all that, they know that, okay, this person is changing a status. This is what this is saying. This application is saying. But when you go and replace it, you are just saying, okay, I'm signing in. I'm standing in for the all caps now and getting a physical card for that all caps now. Now you get it, people? I just made it simple as possible. So again, I'm gonna go over it again. When you changing your status, when you putting this in your DOS, that's what you're saying basically. I want to change my status by doing this application like this. It's referencing right here. This what you're telling them again on this application. I'm changing my status, and I know you created this entity on this date. That's why I'm putting that here. Okay. And then when you go on, if you lose your social security card, you will fill it out again just like this, and you will put your actual natural person birthday here, which is 12. My birthday, 12/12/1975. Yours, of course, is going to be different. But that's all. And then you still sign it like this because you're signing on behalf of this person. Okay. So now I hope you guys understand. I wanted to bring this out, could let you know how simple it is, because someone made a mistake and went and thought that they could go and change their status at the location. You can't do that. You have to put them on notice. And then once you misplace your social, if you did not misplace your social, don't even worry about it. Okay. Don't even worry about it. You have your social. You don't have to do nothing. You change your status. But the reason why, again, I had to go replace mine because I misplaced it. So I had to go and do the correct thing. So that gave me an indication. They let me know when they sent my application back that was filled out just like this, like I did it in my DOS, right? The clue was, okay, for you to get that physical, we need you to put that here. We're not going to give you the physical if you don't put your birth date here. We see that you're signing on behalf of the all caps, but and your status has changed. But for you to get that physical, you need to put that here. That's kind of like what they saying. Because when they sent it to me, this spot 4 was the only thing highlighted. What they was telling me is everything's correct. Before you get that social security card, you have to put the 12/12/1975 here. That's not tricking me into saying, oh, it's going to put me back in the status in the loop. No. They're not going to do that. They're just saying, okay, for you to get the physical card on behalf, for you agent to get that card on behalf of that all caps, you need to put 12/12/1975 there. That's basically what they're saying. Is that fact? Yeah, that's fact. So for that person, they don't mean that. Yeah, when they send me this whole application back, they highlight what's messing up. You getting the card, okay? And what they said, you doing everything right, but Zoo highlight you need to put that 12/12/75 right there, okay? Again, this was not filled out. This was saying unknown, but they know who my parents are. Because you're referencing to that. They know where to go look because they got that information. Basically, you just providing information for them to go look for that, right? And they changed, right? They already did. They changed. I did this replacement after they changed my status. They're not going to change it back because I put my real natural birthday there. What they're saying is, no, we're not going to give you a physical card, on behalf of that all caps, unless you put the 12/12/1975 there. Because down here, I'm still beneficiary agent. I still have this there. So they can't change my status. I'm signing for it. That's who I am. You see what I'm saying? You won't lose that status because I'm telling them right here. Just because you put that one number up here is not going to dictate you changing back to a U.S. citizen. That's not what you're telling them. You're telling them that you're signing on behalf of this all caps. But for you to be able to get your physical card, you must put your natural person's birth date there. Okay, that's not going to hurt you. Okay, so everybody get panicking. Oh, what no? Nope, there's no conflict because it's right here. You told them. And when I gave my application back with that my natural birth date on there, person's birthday on there, I still signed like this. And guess what? My social security card came. There's no questioning anything. They not gonna go, oh, we're gonna change the status back because he said he's a U.S. citizen. No. What I said was a U.S. citizen. The U.S. citizen is the all caps, not me. And guess what? I'm the beneficiary and agent, sole beneficiary, agent of record. Okay, I'm signed as such. And all I did is just put the birthday here. And guess what? They sent my social security card back. They still look the same thing. The only thing different again is the birthday, natural person's birthday. When you replacing it, only when you're changing your status, it must look like this. Okay. So I'm gonna get off here, people. I just wanted to give you a spiel on the SS-5 and how it's done when you change your status. What's the reason why you put your filing date here? Because that's when the entity was born that they created. When they put that birth certificate in, that's when they created the all caps entity. You wasn't having the all caps a spelled out name. What they did is stole your name and made it all caps into a corporate entity and an artificial person. So this is when they created on their filing date. That's when this was created. So that's what you're letting them know is going on. And you're letting them know you know what's up. Okay. So I'm gonna get off here, people. Thanks for watching again. You may like this video. You may not like this video. I hope it helps anybody that's doing the SS-5, even if you're not in my course. But again, you can't change your status like this unless you do a DOS and put them on notice. Just know that you can't just sign this and fill it out and send it to them and they're going to change your status. They don't work like that. So to be clear on that, okay? So I'm out. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.